Thank you for joining us for another episode of the Futures Club podcast, where we come to chill and get our minds right. I am Judith Daniel, your host and owner of Juju Star Productions LLC, where we have an array of products designed to help and encourage and uplift and push you forward in life. If you want to know more, go ahead and click that link. But for now, sit back and enjoy the show. Good morning, everybody. Well, I guess I should stop saying that because by the time you hear it, it's not the morning, it's the afternoon, right? Anywho, I hope today so far has been exactly what you wanted it to be. And if it's not, we always have time to change it the next time around. So today, I kind of wanted to hit on a topic that I spoke with a client about. And so as you see from the title, those are two different places in two different spaces of time. So where are you right now? And where does your mind say that you are? Now, with this person, and I'm not sure if it resonates with you too, but they were like, I never heard that concept before. I always hear, you leave the past in the past and keep looking to the future and, the topical things that people say to try to motivate you in the right direction. Which any motivation in the right direction is good. But how about it be a little more in depth and a little more functional? So when let's say I'm sitting here right now, right? And I'm talking to you right now. My intro even was in the past. And I messed up on that because it's not the same time as when you'll be hearing this, right? Now, I could ponder on that and say, why did I do that? I knew it was going to come out around noon or the afternoon, but I still said good morning. Dang, I made a mistake. All right, well, and then 15 minutes into the podcast, I'm still in my mind living in the past because I'm pondering on that mistake that had been made. Now, in this life, if you can hear my voice, I'm pretty sure that you've been through something, and we'll just call it an adverse situation in your past. Some of those adverse situations can be way more critical, way more traumatizing, and just generally can keep your mind stuck because of the severity of that situation. And I'm not going to go into detail, but if you take just 2 seconds and think about something that maybe you didn't agree to that happened in your past, maybe you were too young to understand what was really going on. And so you're like, okay, wait, what's okay? But then as you've gotten older and in retrospect, meaning looking back at the situation with your new eyes, you're like, oh, that bothers me way bad, way bad, way bad. Okay. So in dealing with the foundation, everything sits atop of that foundation. Okay. So what we want to do is to make sure that our foundation is stable, that our foundation is sound, and that our foundation is what we are building it to be. Now, if I had an adverse situation when I was younger, and I didn't understand the whys. Why did it happen? Why was it me? Why didn't anyone come to my rescue? You could sit there and think about those things all day. Why? Because there's no resolution. Because that answer will never be given, but there's a million possibilities. And if you sit there and ponder long enough, your mind can run through each one of those possibilities every time you think about it. And I mean, 1 or 10. But are we in that moment any longer? Or are we right where we are today? See, the thing about traumatizing hurt is that it holds you back from the moment that you're in. We can't go back and change the past. We can't just re-young ourselves again and go back to that space in time physically. Okay? There's no way to do that. However, because our mind is the most powerful part of our body, it runs everything and it attracts what you focus on most. Even though that thought is in the past, you can relive it while you are in this moment right now. And you can feel, you can smell, you can taste, you can actually have a physical reaction to a thought. And we're not focusing just yet on the future. Let's just stay with the present time and the past. One of the things that we don't take the time to do is to ask, why do I keep going back there? If it's something that I don't like, what keeps attracting me to my past in a way that could cause physical harm to me today? And you could say, well, because I just don't understand. I just can't figure out. Well, that goes to what I said before. There are no answers that will justify that situation. So then we have a choice. Because let's say today we're thriving. Today we have topical peace, meaning in our day-to-day situations, okay, we like them. We're having fun with them. We enjoy them. When other people see us, they say, oh, wow, you look so happy. Right? Topical. But it's the truth within yourself is what is needing to be satisfied. Your internal, your mind has to be satisfied on a level that you feel actual peace, that you are actually happy in your day-to-day situations. And let's say you are just having a perfect day, right? And you just got off work, you're headed home, right? Nothing is wrong with your today. You walk in the house, things are in order, kids are kidding. You know what I mean? It's a cool day. And you go upstairs, you Get ready to change or shower or to do something however you digress your day, right? Maybe listen to music, maybe, I don't know what. Get ready to play a video game. But then you have a thought that just runs through your mind. Or you see something and it just triggers you. And even though you haven't verbally said that you're deciding to go through with the thought, your actions are speaking that authorization for it to come through. And not only do you start thinking about it, you start getting upset. You start spacing out. Even though your eyes are open, you're not seeing what's in front of you anymore. You're seeing that past thought turn into a vision. So yeah, you could be sitting there, you could be looking down at the remote, but you can't see the remote because you're in that thought. The mind is a captivating and brilliant thing. But if we don't learn how to control it, it will control us. So now you're in that moment. You're thinking that thought. You're letting it come through to the fullness of its capacity. And now you're starting to shake. You can feel your fingers kind of going numb a little bit. Your heart is racing. And there's this uncontrollable agitation about your body. And then the next thing you know, somebody calls your name and you snap out of it. However, the physical residue is still there. And then when you answer, your voice is a little shaky. You're at a monotone. When just a few moments ago you walked in smiling. So if we can unpack this for just a moment, I want you to ask yourself these questions. Because obviously that situation was very traumatizing. It had great impact, not only on you in the moment, but you've carried it with you into your futures. And sometimes that future, it could be 10, 15, 20 years later. But you are still letting that thought have control over you. To the point where some people actually have mental breakdowns. And unfortunately, it's not something you care to discuss. So then if someone were to walk in, or if they were to see you, and they were to say simply, "What's wrong?" You might not have the words to describe it. You may not want anyone to know. You might feel ashamed. You don't know how they're going to react if you told them the truth. And you don't want the recourse of the questions, right? Just as easily as that thought can come through your mind, you have the power to say no and have a new thought. And I just want to bring awareness to this because it's not something that's easy to deal with. Are you physically being hurt in this moment for a situation that happened 10, 15, 20 years ago? Is that person still able to harm you? Or is that situation still able to harm you like it did back then when it happened? The answer is no. Your mind makes it feel as if it's real. But it's not. That was a moment in time. That was a situation that occurred in your past. And we don't want it to keep interfering with our future. So the next question I would have you ask yourself is, why do I keep letting this happen? Why do I feel like I deserve to have this thought take place in my mind? And even though that's not a question that typically runs through your mind, or it seems silly, why do we let ourselves do those things? Because we're not taking control of the situation now that we have the ability to. So what does it look like to take control of the situation? That looks like you sitting there, you feel the thought coming up, and as soon as it comes up, immediately you know, no. I'm not thinking about that right now. I have other things to do. I'm not thinking about that right now. That is not a part of my life today. And simply rerouting your mind to something else. Why? Because we really don't think about those things. We were never taught to do that, how to refocus our mind when something is coming up that we don't want to come up, because we have full control of this body. We normally, it's okay for me to feel this way. I was a victim of whatever it may have been. And it's okay for me to think about these things and get all riled up again, even though it has no place in my today. Because guess what? If you don't think about a thought, it can't be thought. And it can't affect you. But if you allow the thoughts to keep coming in, and if you allow yourself to run in that circle of whys, it's only hurting you. And like I said in the beginning, we have all been through a situation that was adverse for whatever reason. So we all have those thoughts that come up in our mind, that catch us off guard, that make us lose our focus. We all have those thoughts. And it's not being fake if we don't acknowledge them. Just the same way as it's not bringing about justification if we do. And you say, it's hard not to think about that thought. It's hard not to ponder on it. It's hard because I get so emotional and let's back up. You are not a victim. It didn't take your life. You don't get emotional first. You have the thought first, and that provokes emotion. And anything and everything will only be as hard as you make it. You are still fully in control. And you also have your right mind. And you are also capable of rerouting the direction of your thoughts. And if I am the first person to ever tell you this, I apologize. On behalf of the ones that crossed your path with this knowledge and did not share it with you. Because the comments that we mostly get are, oh, that was so long ago. Why are you still stuck on that? You should be past that by now, right? Now that tone of verbal dialogue, I don't like, because it's harsh to someone who doesn't know how to get out of their head about things. And so it kind of entraps you a little bit more. But on top of that, now everyone else thinks a certain way about me. And on top of that, I still feel bad from a thought that I had 2 days ago. Why? Because I'm running in the circle of the whys. And all of these reactions are triggered by a thought. So if we don't have the thought, then we won't have those reactions. And our day will continue in the same positivity as we started with. So making sure that you understand you are not in your past. And those adverse thoughts of your past do not have to be a part of your future. Guess who is in control of that? You are. You are in control. You have always been in control of your mind. But until we really know how to work it, until we really know what it takes and the effort it takes to get it in order, we are weakened by lack of knowledge. But once you have that knowledge, as you do now, you can make better choices for yourself. Even if we're just starting with how to control your thoughts. Have you ever heard the phrase, as a man thinketh, so is he? And one way that you can start to empower yourself today to learn to control those thoughts is by getting to know you. It's by doing the mirror work and actually seeing you and speaking to you while you are looking at you. So there's no mistake about who you're talking to. Now, these techniques may seem silly, but if you take them serious, they can make a world of difference. So I'm going to give you 2 activities. Yes, there's homework. So the next time you have a thought that's adverse, by any means that you consider it adverse, I don't care the severity of the adverseness. It's something you don't really want to ponder on or think about or want to revisit or revisualize. I want you to simply say no. And if maybe you're at work or you're out in public or you're wherever you may be, simply say it under your breath to yourself, but out loud, because life and death are in the power of your tongue. Something triggers you, you have a glance, there's a thought that runs through your mind, and you say no. After you say no, in the same way that a thought can come, in the same way that a memory can show up unannounced, I want you to take control by bringing up a positive memory or thought and sit with that for a few seconds at first, or as long as it's needed to reroute your mind to something else. Or pull up something on YouTube that is funny, specifically funny. Have some of your great comedians on deck. Put this in your just in case playlist. Make the effort to be a better you and control your mind. And you can say, well, I tried, it didn't work. Did you really try? Did you really try? Or did you simply say, this is too hard, I'm not going to do that? I would rather sit in that moment and relive it over and over and over again for the rest of my life. Or you can say, this is silly, she dumb. She don't know what she's talking about. Do I? Am I? Or am I bringing to you a new perspective on how you can gain control? See, it's not just the knowing better that helps. We actually have to do better. And if your thoughts are getting in the way of your daily life, we need to figure out how to control those thoughts first, which would snowball into less depression, less anxiety, less of feeling dread or embarrassment when that situation has been long gone. Your mind is the key to producing whatever outcome that you would like to have. Be it physical, maybe you're wanting to get into better shape. Maybe you want to change your eating habits. Maybe you want to be a better person in a certain area because you think that would work out better. It all starts with controlling your mind, taking charge of your mind, and placing it under your power instead of it acting as a free radical. Right? You are in charge. And you are fully equipped to do it. You're lacking nothing except for understanding, which now you have a view of a different perspective that might actually be the key to unlocking that mental power that you've always had all along. Maybe that was that missing piece that you needed to understand how to get from A to C. That moment in time was your B, your connector. And then after you've done the mirror work, which maybe take, well, I don't even know because it varies for everyone. Some can stand there for just a few seconds and kind of look and take a glance, say a couple things and keep it moving. While some can actually sit in that moment for a good 5-10 minutes, saying positive things about themselves while they look at themselves. Now that's the hard part. But when you can get to the point where you look at yourself in the mirror and with all your truth and belief, you can say, I love you, and you're not crying, you're having a breakthrough. You are actually understanding you and seeing you for you. And though it may not be a public victory, I need you to treat it as such. Because you are going to be with you the rest of your life. Why not fall back in love with yourself? Or maybe fall in love for the first time with yourself. Being comfortable in your skin. Loving your quirkiness. Because if you can't truly love yourself, then you can't truly love someone else. Because everything starts with you. And it may be hard at first. You might just be like, I ain't got nothing to say. I don't have anything to say to her. But you can speak with Bobby Joe for 2 hours and give accolades and give compliments and give reassurance and give positive motivation and give encouragement. But you don't got nothing to say to you? And let's take it back to elementary. Start with 7 positive things that you can say to you. And then the next time you revisit, have 7 different positive things that you can say to you. And then the next time, 7 more positive, different things that you can say to you. Because if you don't feel good about who you are, that's going to reflect on how other people perceive and treat you. Because people treat you how you treat you, even if it's unspoken. So after you take that time to see yourself, to speak positive to yourself, your face, your energy will start to light up. And there'll be this change that no one can really put their finger on. And they might say, wow, you seem different today. And you're like, yeah, I feel different. I feel good. And they don't know the hard work you put into that. They don't know what you do behind the scenes. And that's okay. Because again, this is a journey of one. And it all starts with you knowing your self-worth, with you feeling comfortable with yourself and being okay with whoever he or she may be. And then the stress of having to keep up with something or keep your face up, keep your hair up, keep your nails up, you will actually start doing things that you like. And maybe it is all those things, but you will know that for yourself. And you can trust yourself. And you will feel better. And you will make better choices. Because there will be that underlying satisfaction of your choice. So I just wanted to bring that to someone's attention. Just in case they never had a thought or a conversation like this before. It's very important that we understand that we are in control and that we decide what we ponder on, what we think about. Anything dealing with the mind is your responsibility. And taking teeny tiny little baby steps will help you get to where you really want to be. So I hope this helps. I hope you have an enjoyable day. And I hope you know how powerful you really are. Because you are quite powerful. And without you, this world could be lacking. Because we don't know your greatness until you tell us. And you can't know your greatness until you tell you. So again, the Futures Club Live will start in July. Still working on the date. If you would like to be a part of it, this is my personal invitation to you, to anyone who is 14 years and older. If you're saying, I want to get started right now with something, I need to move in that right direction. I need them keys so that I can unlock my potential, so that I can unlock my future in the degree that I would like to unlock it. I'm here for that too. You can head over to futuresclub101.com. You can message me, email me. You can put a comment below. However you would like to do it. Because again, I'm here for you. And the only way that I can be here for you is if I feel comfortable with me. And I know my self-worth. Because now I'm just have all those extra stresses off. When I don't want to get all made up, I don't get all made up because maybe something is more important to me at that time. And then when I feel like getting jazzy, I can get jazzy. Why? Because I feel like it. all of these extra stresses, all of these quote unquote keeping up with the Joneses things, which was a great movie, by the way. We don't have to have all that extra. The Lord said our days are going to be filled with some stuff. We don't have to add to it because life be life. And take some of that pressure off of you. Yes, I said you. Take some of that pressure off of you because nobody else can do it for you. You got this. You been had this. You just didn't know the way to reroute and to get there. But on this journey that we do, I can definitely help you get there. So let me know what you need. And until next time, my royal family, deuces. As always, thank you for joining us again for another episode. We hope you enjoyed yourself, but the best way to know is if you leave a comment or you send me a message and you actually let me know. If you have any questions, I would love to be able to answer those on the next episode, so go ahead and leave me that as well. But until next time, just know you are worth it to be wherever you want to be.